Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. Got a big show lined up, but first, as always, we got to take a look at our weather. Brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, Drew Pollard, and hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. High today, 85. Let me repeat that. High today, 85, low 75. But get this, water temperature, 84. Some changes are going on. It's been very interesting seeing the last couple of days. So water temperature, that's dropped about 3 degrees in the last 4 days. So that's interesting. Okay, our river is brought to us by the good folks at Panama City Coca-Cola. We're looking at the Apalachicola Bluntstown. It got up a little bit, all the way up to 2.5. So be careful, 2.5 at Bluntstown, Choctawhatchee at Caryville. It went up to 1.8, but it looks like it's going to drop back down. So folks, the Apalachicola is really low. The Choctawhatchee is low, and I've got a little video coming up showing you how low the Chipola River is. It's really interesting. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Tuesday, September the 10th, we're looking at a strong tide all week long. Really good strong tide. High this morning was at 156, and then it's going to be low this afternoon right around 2:30. So that's a good sign. Wind direction, I'll repeat, east, northeast at about 10 to 15. They've been like that almost 3 weeks in a row now. East, northeast at about 10 to 15. All right, we'll take a break, be right back. Okay, welcome back. I had some pictures lined up and all kinds of ones most of them are from around here, but some of them are entertaining, some of them are informative, and just some of them are just different, and all pertaining usually to the outdoors or doing something good for our fellow man. Rick Corley sent this to me, Captain Rick, and wanted to let everyone know about this. The Shad-Eye Shriners Buccaneers, you know what good things they do. They're going to present the limited edition. I didn't know they were still alive. The limited edition, y'all remember them? Saturday, September 21st at the Shad-Eye Shrine, over there at the shrine. And it's going to be $15 a person. You can get a table for $120. That's pretty cheap. Connie Shadrick and Brandy Odom. So a good fundraiser, and you know all the good things the Shriners do for so many people in our country. So I'll keep that in mind. Saturday, September 21st. All right, moving on. Mike McGraw sent this. This is interesting. My buddy Jeff and another friend went surf fishing kind of toward your way out east, okay? They caught this 18-inch thick permit and 2 more barely smaller. Then they added 8 or so large whiting. I've seen more permit caught here this year than ever, and he asked why. And I replied that, you know, here's what's going on. The water temperature, those permits have come, water temperature has been warmer, and they're just slow to come up here north in this part of the Gulf, and that's what's going on. I've seen more permit caught this last year or two than I've seen before, so that's interesting, and they come in waves too. Okay, let's jump back on here. Here's Elizabeth Murphy, 3rd grade teacher at Weewalt Elementary, former Outdoor Ed student. She says, it's another embarrassing morning for Clay Murphy, that's her husband. I'd hate to be in his shoes. She got the indoor slam in Apalachicola Bay. Look at Elizabeth. I'm so proud of her. Trout, redfish, and flounder. You go, Elizabeth. All right. James Singletary. This is Tammy Singletary. What a nice fish right there. They caught some nice fish on the Choctawhatchee. Good job, Tammy. Okay, we're going to jump back up to Mississippi. I showed this a couple of days ago, northeast Mississippi. When Wendy was up there, this family really befriended Wendy. They were so good to them. This is special. 13 years old, talking about the dog, right? The city dog. 13 years old, but still doesn't want to be left at home. This tugs at your heart. Probably her last hunt, and glad her last delivery to hand was to Maddox. 13 years old, folks, and that dog, I got some more pictures. Look at here. Is that not classic? Can you imagine retrieving for 13 years, still don't want to be left at home. She wants to get out in the field. That's the bond between man and dog. woman and dogs, that's a bond. You know, look at there. For to live that long and get out in the woods, that's just really special up there. Thank you for sharing that. Kim Davis Morris, she just put this on. She just drove up to the dogs, speaking of dogs, the dog was barking at a pygmy rattlesnake. And she killed it, but she's glad her dog didn't get bit. But those pygmies they're all over the place. This is funny. We're talking about all these young people using phones. I've seen a whole plethora of older people using the phones all on the beach. So what they're doing, this is a cartoon. How many did you catch? They just dig a hole, and nobody pays attention where they're going. I see that a lot. So we just can't jump on all the young people using phones. I'm seeing a lot of you older people doing it. J.B. Hillard sent this. What's happening in Freeport, Florida? Well, I tell you what's happening, folks. It's exploding. The growth is exploding. In that last sentence, it's a bird's eye view of how far the world and Walton County will change in use of the river and nearby waterways. It's coming and fast. There are developments all over the place up there. It's going to really tax the Choctawhatchee Bay and the Choctawhatchee River. It's amazing. And maybe think about the county commissioner over there in Gulf County, who had this slogan right here that won the county commission race. Tap the brakes, slow the growth. Perhaps some Walton County commissioners could take that motto too, because really that area is exploding, and it's just not good for that much to happen that fast. Okay, Cape Sandblast. This is all the things you can find at the Cape and all the shells, and it's just a cool picture, I thought. Got a nice message here from William Kyle Strickland. Hey, Coach Chester, my name is Kyle Strickland, and I grew up in the Funiac Springs. My dad was a teacher and a coach at Walton Senior High School back in the 70s. He coached with Ralph Rhodes and remembers you and how Coach Rhodes had so many good things to say about you. You remind me a lot about my dad with Christian values and love for the outdoors and sports and teaching children. I watch your show every morning first thing. I love when you talk about old Florida. How wonderful it was back then. Thanks for all you do, Coach. God bless. Thank you so much, William Kyle Strickland. That was so kind of you to send that. So I really do appreciate it. Speaking of old Florida and growth and all, there are only a few places that we can get to the original old Florida. But the growth is something we're talking about. You know, we're not anti-growth. We just really want to control it more and just plan more. The big thing is leaving some woods in between, some corridors where the animals go back and forth. That's as simple as that. Instead of house. And I feel very strong about it. Leave some woods, leave some sand dunes, and just leave some stuff natural, and then put the houses sort of in clumps in between. It sounds simple, don't it? All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Appreciate you watching Panhandle Outdoors, and all the cards and letters we get. We appreciate them. Thank you very much. And I've run into a lot of folks that watch it. I was at the Youngstown Baptist Church Sunday morning. Walter was preaching for the month of September at that church, and just as a guest pastor, their pastor passed away. One of the ladies came up to him and said, "My husband watches your show every day." I appreciate that. Listen, we're talking about, you know how dry it's been? Well, here's what's going on. Alan Chasen, one of our viewers up there, he's Alan, lifelong resident of Florida. He's good friends with Stan Kirkland. Here's what he posted. I'm just going to read what he said, then we'll show the video. The Chipola River is low as I've ever seen. I could walk across it in many places. Not a lot of finds while snorkeling, but a snake swam pretty close, which was exciting. Okay, so I want to go to the video. This is, okay, let me see where he's got it here. Okay. This is on the Chipola. I'm going to go back and start up again because it's about a good minute. And he's hit his own boat. And okay, here we go. So if you've been on the Chipola and you start looking on the banks, like right there, see all that white sand? That's usually underwater. Now, Alan Chasen grew up. He's from Jackson County, grew up there. And he just made the statement, this is the lowest I've ever seen it. So he's going down, he's got like a canoe, looks like, and he's smart now. What he's going to do, he's going to start looking for some artifacts, which is a great time to do it when the river is this low. But like you said, he didn't find very many. But man, look how shallow that is. That's coming out of Mill Pond, a little spring creek that comes out of Mill Pond up there. And he actually gets in the water. He's going to snorkel. Now, it was a little cool last week. And that water, that's spring water. It's cold. I don't know if I want to do that, but I sure would like to find some artifacts. I love doing that. A legendary guy named Hub Chasen started getting stuff out of the Chipotle River before anybody ever thought about it back in the 50s, 40s, 50s, and 60s especially. And his collection is in the Florida Archive now, I believe. But Hub Chasen was legendary with the things he got out of the Chipotle River. That's a beautiful river. We don't talk about the Chipotle enough. Okay, we're going to show them. There's a boat. Isn't that a cool little boat? This little canoe. And it handles, in fact, but he couldn't go across that little narrow. He couldn't go across there in a canoe. That shows you how shallow it is. But see, he had his diving flag, and he's going to just jump in the water. And he want to have somebody with him, Alan. You always don't go by yourself, especially when you're diving and all. But it's all set up. That's little Spring Creek coming out of that area. That's cool. Okay, that's good. So anyway, that's just some good stuff there. I want to go to something now. Wendy, she's at Port St. Joe High School now. She's teaching 6th and 7th grade history and all. You know the tragedy they had Friday night, losing the football player. And it was heartbreaking. She called us Friday night after it happened, and Wendy and Walter got a call from Assistant Superintendent for police to come up there to the gym for when all the kids and everybody's coming back. And there was a group of people in Port St. Joe that came up to the gym, and as the cheerleaders came and the football players came, it was one of those remarkable events as far as it was heartwarming and gut-wrenching. And Wendy wrote, she's been good always about writing her feelings about things. And I'm going to take time to read this because this is real things that happen, the emotions. And these are people who are in the Florida Panhandle that lost their son, and her name's Gal and JJ Gaynor. And Chance was the boy's name. And there's all kinds of things. But I just wanted, I don't normally read something this long, but if you'll just bear with me, it sort of gives the emotion and the feelings of what was going on Friday night after that tragedy up there in Liberty County. So here it is right here, Wendy Chester Woodruff. Well, after moving to Port St. Joe a year and a half ago, I've heard the phrase, Port St. Joe strong, but I actually witnessed it last night. After receiving a call from the assistant superintendent asking Walter and me to go up to the high school because the football player had passed away. We drove up to the high school to find the cheerleaders getting off of their bus after driving back from their away game last night, in tears, hugging anyone who would comfort them. We walked into the cafeteria where a few people were standing around, looks of shock and grief on their faces. The elementary principal was on the phone getting updates and organizing efforts. I went to my classroom and grabbed every box of Kleenex I had and spread them around the cafeteria tables, where another lady helped me open the boxes, both of us wanting desperately to do something to help and knowing there's nothing we can do. People kept trickling in, and every pastor in town came. The First United Methodist Church pastor drove over from a family weekend in Fort Walton Beach to be there. Wives were hugging students, young and old were talking, black and white were hugging, and okay, people. Okay, let me see, here's the next one. After midnight, the football players arrived and at least 200 people had gathered to be with them. There were tears, hugs, silence, grief, anger, sorrow, every emotion you can imagine. But in the midst of it all was faith. People huddled up to pray. Praise and worship music played quietly in the background. Then, all right, get this folks, then Chance Gaynor's mom and dad arrived after losing their son just a couple of hours earlier. And his mom, Gal, who I worked with last year at the elementary school and I love, she said, "We're going to get through this." Her broken voice declaring that God will get us all through this. It was too much. We'd gathered around her and her husband, JJ. We prayed over them, then sang a verse of Amazing Grace, then slowly dispersed. my heart breaking as I thought about Gal and JJ going home to see their son's room, waiting for him to come home. Please pray for this precious family. I've never seen a community come together like it did last night, and how I will see it in this coming week for sure. I love living in St. Joe. So anyway, I just wanted to share, that's Wendy's emotions from this past Friday night. I put it on Facebook, and I just wanted to share it. She had like 324 something shares when she posted that, but she was there, and so many people have reached out, and the things going on this week is really amazing how the families, the school, and the community all bonded together. They have a GoFundMe account. But Wendy told me about they have, let me see, I have a picture. Let me show. Look, I have a picture. Here it is. That's when the season started. They had two pictures. There she is with her son, Chance, and then here's the family here. They have three sons, and she helped run the. Wendy got to know her last year. She helped run the cafeteria and the food service and all in the area, so everybody knew her. So anyway, I just wanted to share the heartbreak and ask you to remember them in your prayers. Okay, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a look at our fishing game time brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. We're looking at our time from 4:49 to 6:49, and that's this morning. And tonight, 5:15 to 7:15. And talking about our sponsor do good thing. Greg Abrams and folks going to be cooking fried fish for all the football team, and then all today. And the Bristol team, Liberty County team, Brunstown team, and some other teams have been so supportive. So they're all meeting, and school's out today, so they're all meeting there. So let's move on. Everglades National Park. There's this panther. You know how the FWC, will study panthers down there around the Everglades, and they got them numbered and named. And here's this one they call her Broke Tail because she had her tail broke when she was young. Okay. And continue to do what she does. She's been raising her babies. So she's well known to the biologists due to her frequent use of wildlife crossings, her distinctive crooked tail. Okay, so I'm going to show, okay, let me see, get to it. Okay, here she is right here. Let me take it back to the beginning. Okay. Okay, see her coming in? Okay. That's two, her tail's a little crooked. She's just going to lay down, and then the baby's going to come up there. She's raising two right there. But is that not just a classic pictures and all? Okay, here it is, on 20 seconds. She has a little place she wants to lay down, wants the kid to get out of the way. Okay, all right, so I just wanted to share that with you. So anyway, the other thing, let's go from panthers to sharks, because when people like Billy Arthur makes a statement, this is the most sharks he's ever seen, you pay attention because he spent his lifetime third generation. Let's see, that's not it right there. I want to show you. Okay, here it is right here. Okay, here it is right here. Billy Archer. Well, I feel like I'm in a Shark Week episode. Unbelievable how many shark issues we experienced this weekend. I'm talking totally different areas, different depths, same results. Aggressive and impacts. Nothing I've ever seen or experienced before. That's powerful. Nothing I've ever seen or experienced before. Anyway, we put it off. Thank you, Patrick Bynum Sr., Ashley and crew for the great effort today. Ashley Bynum's Blackfin, a nice bonus, safe travels back home. So he's getting a lot of folks now who's just actually coming in to catch amberjack. And that's the two deckhands kneeling down, and that's the crew coming in. And they'll make reservations for that period of time. But anyway, when Benny starts talking about sharks, the most he's ever seen, he and I talked about it before. Here's another trip. I want to show you one more trip he took right here. It's been tough. He makes a way where there's no way. Thank you, Jesus. We were able to get offshore yesterday with an old friend, the Bradshaws, who drove from Murphy, North Carolina to fish 2 days. These men endured a rainy 3-foot chop with a smile on their face for the most part. Grateful to get 1 day in. I really appreciate and enjoy the fellowship. Safe travels back home and blessings to all. That, folks, a 3-foot chop, rained all day, and this is what they only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Drove down from Murphy, North Carolina. That shows how bad they wanted to fish. Okay. All right, now we've got several other things. I want to get into the, well, two things, and I'm gonna have time. I wanted to get into the seasons. Let's see if we can go ahead and start from FWC. I pulled those up last night. The seasons that's going to start for the fall for migratory birds. So we'll start on it anyway, okay? Go as far as we can. Migratory bird hunting regulations. If you hunt crow, crow season is already going on. I know of no one who hunts crow. I'll move on down to, that's the daily bag limit. Okay, this is good. Canada geese, it's in full swing. September 7th through 29th, bag limit 5. You can shoot 5 geese. Folks, that's something now. Okay, well, about duck? So teal, the early teal season is right around the corner, September 21st to 25th, right there. Teal and wood duck, and then the next weekend, teal only, September 26th through 29th. Okay, this is what I've been looking for. Dove. It's going to open up September 28th and run almost a month, close back up, and then it's 3 phases. We've hunted all 3 phases, and really they're all good. Honestly, they are. But this is a big date here, September 28th. We're looking forward to it. Remember, the bag limit is 15. Snipe, I know no one hunting snipe, but you got to wait till November. You get 8 of those. Coots. I don't know who wants to hunt a coot because they taste like fish. But people hunt coots. So if you ever shoot in coots, y'all let me know because you certainly don't want to eat them. Okay. Now listen, I didn't know we had snow geese, blue geese at Ross here in Florida. I didn't know that. But anyway, Thanksgiving weekend, basically when it happens. And merganser, that's a fun one to hunt. Beautiful bird. Not very good though, don't taste very good at all. The woodcock, nobody hunts the woodcock. The youth waterfowl days are right here, November 16th, and we'll talk about it, of course, later. Those 2 days are youth waterfowl hunting days. Okay. And, okay, I've got some more stuff. I've run out of time, as always, but those days are important. I looked them all up last night. So the big one to me, of course, the dove season opening up on the 28th of this month. So we trying to get together with some friends and fellow hunters to go on a good dove shoot. If you know one going on, let me know. And I don't, if they need an extra gun, I might be able to step out and help. Y'all do something good. We got to wrap it up. Do something good for someone today. You have a great day. Enjoy the outdoors. Take care of it, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.